So I'm taking a look at the Toyota bz7 here, and let's start from the windshield. So it's got a wide windshield, and on the windshield you can see some rain sensing cameras here, and also saving us safety. And then up there's a radar sensor. And we come down to the bonnet. It has a relatively flat bonnet and just has these creases on the side. It raises here and then drops on the side. And come down to the front, you get a Toyota badging, and then down here you get some daytime running lights here, and then your number plate placement area, camera here, and a lidar sensor down here. And you also have some air inlets here. I can see a radiator in there. Although it's a full electric, there's some cooling going on there. And then we go on to the headlamps on the left hand side. There's some nice badging here, so bz7. I'm not sure if it's showing clearly. And then you have bz7 lighting on this black panel, and it continues and breaks off for the headlamps. There's just one beam here which will serve as a high and low beam, and then you get some nice piano black trim here, and then it continues on the bottom. And then you get your proximity sensors, and the daytime running light continues in this C shape here. And in the headlight assembly there's some nice design patterns in there, so looking really nice. And if I just step back, we can see the full profile of the car. Let me just go on to the side. So let's take a look at the tires. Comes with Bridgestone tires on these lovely wheels, electric style wheels, good for aerodynamics and to save some range. And then the tire size is 255 40 rim 21 here, and you can see it fills the wheel well really nicely. And in there it comes with air suspension. You can see it looks really satisfied here. And then we go on to the side, we get another camera here, and we get two cameras under the rear view mirror. And we come here, we have a non-conventional rear view mirror style. You get your proximity blind spot monitor indicator here, and the mirror is flush with the housing. And I like that there's an extra window here for extra visibility. That's cool. And if I just step back, we can see the full. So this is the door handle they are going for. So it's kind of like what VW has. It has this electronic mechanism in there, so you pull it a little bit and then it will pop open. Let me just give it a try with the rear. So you just pull it in there, so the whole assembly doesn't come up, and then you can just shut it. It's not soft closing doors, but it shuts really nicely. And if I step back, we can see the full length of this car. It looks pretty from this angle. What do you think? And we take a look at the rear tires as well, similar to what we have in front. And then you got this glass panel stretching from the front to the back, so it's kind of angles here in a triangle, and it goes from the rear all the way to the front. So the whole rear is blacked out, but the front is transparent. And it's also lightly blacked out, but not as dark as the rear. The rear seems a little bit too dark, but as long as the driver can see out of the front clearly, I think that's what's most important. And then we come down here to charging. So you press that for your fast and slow charging. So that's a fast charging port, slow charging port, very nicely done. And then you just press that to shut it. And if we go on to the back, we have a very nice design crease here. You got your proximity sensors here. We have the rear light starting from here, stretching all the way to the side, and then it continues all the way in the middle and then ends on the other side. If I just step back, this is what we are seeing. Very nice profile on the rear. And if we look up here, everything is blacked out here. You can see the glass panel on the top. We'll get into the interior in a minute. Get a camera here, and on either side of the camera is your brake light. And then you also have a blacked out window, rear window. And you go down here, you get a camera here, number plate placement area, some reflectors here, and some proximity sensors there sitting on this piano black material. And to open the boot, conventionally, you just press that, it's electronic, and you can see bz7, and then to shut it, you get a button to shut it. So that's really cool. We'll look at the boot in detail. So if I go to the right hand side, it's going to be basically the same as the left side of the car. Let's look at the boot space. So it opens quite slowly, but if we look in there, it's not a hatch. When it opens to a very wide space in there. And then you have a little extra space in here with your triangle, safety triangle, and your tow hook. But you can place bits and pieces here. And it comes with this very nice carpet material with a subwoofer in here. And then a plug here for connecting extra accessories. And that's about it. But it's got carpeting all around. Most Toyotas will come with plastic, but this has thick carpet all around. And even the boot, the inside of the boot lid is carpeted as well. So that's it about the boot. And to shut it, you just press that and the boot will shut. So let's take a look at the rear interior space. So the door opens, I would say, up to about 70 degrees. And let's look at the door. So it comes with double glazed windows, blacked out from factory. It's got some very nice soft materials here, good stitching all around, some perforations here, and there's this aluminum trim here which also has within it an ambient lighting strip. And then you get this panel here which I'll talk about in a second. So it's got some illuminations for controls. You got this mesh material here, some wood trim on which you have the seat recline button and also the button for raising and lowering your window. And then you also have your door handle here, but Toyota has done it intelligently, so you press to open like many other Chinese brands, but when their electronics fail, you can just pull this to open it. So it's a nice feature. Same button doing both functions. You got a Yamaha speaker grill here and some storage space here. The inside is not lined with felt, but it feels like a nice plastic. And then you've got some nice plastics here. And when we go into the interior, we have some nice seats here. We got perforated seats, cooled and heated. We got isofix anchor points hiding behind this. And let's look at the seat configuration. So when you look at the seat, so you can open the roof as you can see, and to allow some lighting, let's look at the roof is quite close to the headrest because it's a sloping coupe style, but it's got some nice headrests which are angled out on the side to support the head. You get some bz7 badging here on this aluminum trim. Very nice design of the seats, very wide. And then got some nice perforation here, nice trim here. And then if I just sit in the seat, so we got a bracket here for mounting pads like tablets, and then you got the rear of the seat. My feet can't fit under the seat, but when it's raised it should fit. But even with that, with my long legs at 183 centimeters, I have more than enough space. You got some pockets here for storage, and then that's about it. On the door B pillar, you have some speaker grills here. You have a hook here. You have grab handles, interior lighting, another speaker grill here. The whole top is Alcantara. So if we look at the roof, it goes all the way. So it's split here in the middle, I believe, to give it some stability. And then there's another dedicated window for panoramic roof for the driver and front passenger, which all have sunshades that can be closed electronically. And let's look at the middle here. So with a middle backrest, it goes like this. This doubles as a handrest, but when you lift that, you have extra storage space here which is lined with felt. And then you get a Type-C charging port here, but it's just one port. And then here you have two cup holders which have these nice grips to keep things from rattling about. And then you have a 50-watt wireless charging pad here with some nice wood, real wood trim here. So looks really nice. So you just, if you don't want it, you just put it back down and then you push it back in place and you pull this to open it. And it has a stationary headrest. So that's your middle seat, and then the other seat is going to be similar to what we have here. And then here we got some air vents here, no wire charging. And then here you got these buttons to control the seat. And then on the seat behind the passenger, you got a table. So you press that. Only SUVs usually have this, but on this sedan, you have it as well. And if you don't need it, you just push it back. Now, let me just show you the panel I was talking about before. So when you touch it, it illuminates. So you have sound mute button. You have this for opening the sunshade. You have heater seats, ventilator seats. You have massage, ventilator seats, heater seats, all in 3 levels. And then you have memory seat and also a seat recline button. So that's really, really cool. Now, if you sit at the back, this is the view you're seeing. Let's move on to the front. But before we move on to the front, you can see that when I sit in it, my head is almost hitting the roof. It's a coupe style, the back is dropping. And so you have to know that if you're a taller passenger, your head is very close to the roof. So the front door also opens up to about, I would say 70-80 degrees. And it's also double glazed as well. And the controls are very similar. The design is very similar. Got a speaker grill here, similar materials. You got these 2 buttons for lock and unlock, and then locking the rear windows, and then 4 buttons for controlling all the windows. And if we look down here, you got your recline button here. You got all your control, seat controls here, lumbar support, that kind of thing. And you can see it's got some very nice side bolsters. This is the black grayish interior. You also got a thigh support here as well. So lots of controls on this. Got some nice thick carpet material here. So let me just sit in the driver's seat. So sitting in the driver's seat, so I'm just going to start from the top. So let me start from the glove box. So he's got a glove box with a real physical button, and it's a very big glove box. It's not lined with felt or anything like that. If you want some extra material, you can just buy some nice felt. And then you go up here, you got leather and then wood trim, aluminum around it, and then your vents here, and then you go to the dash itself. And if we sit on the driver's seat, this is what we see on the passenger seat. And the whole top is lined with Alcantara. You got panoramic sunroofs. This car is a collaboration with Huawei, so there are bits and pieces of Chinese car interiors here. So you got your vanity mirror right here, all Alcantara on the top. And then we look up here, you got an SOS button. You got this button for opening both front and rear sunroofs, and then you got touch sensitive interior lighting buttons. You touch to activate. You got a camera here to monitor what's going on in the car. You got a conventional style semicircular rear view mirror, and you got the dash. So the dash is layered in this design, so you got 1 layer, 2nd layer, and a 3rd layer close to the window, and it goes all the way. But sat in here, you have a very good view out because your eyes above almost everything in front of you. And you got HUD. I'm not sure if it's showing, but you can see the HUD comes with this car. You got a sensor here for monitoring the tiredness level of the driver. And we go on to the driver's sun visor, and you can see it comes with a vanity mirror, so you just push it back like that. My head is quite close to the roof. It's not very high, but it's doable. And then we come on to behind the steering wheel. The driver has a dedicated screen which populates all the range information and all the controls, quick information that the driver needs: time, temperature, your gear, your range, the car, some basic settings. And it's a clear screen as well. It has this angle here and on the other side, but it's right in the line of sight of the driver. And then you got your stock here for turn signals and wiper blades, lighting, that kind of thing. And then on the right hand side you have your gear stock, and you press here to park. And the steering wheel itself is rounded, but because there's enough space, I don't think there was a need to flatten the bottom. It's a simple, straight to the point design, and I quite like it. It's got your horn in the middle, directional buttons, favorites button, talk, press to voice control, and then you also have your phone button, another favorites button here, and you got your swivels here to control volume and music next, that kind of thing. And then on the side, we have an ignition button here as it is on Toyota electric cars. And we come down here, we got a center storage area. So you press that, is bi-directional, so you can open from the passenger side and the driver's side. And you can see how deep it is. And it's not lined with felt, but I'm sure things will not rattle about there. So you just push to shut it. And it also doubles as a handrest. And over here you got some cup holders here, conventional cup holders, which can be tucked away. And the cover is very soft touch as well, with some nice aluminum trim here. So if you want to have it, you press it and it exposes the cup holders. If you don't need it, you just shut it and you can place something here. It has a wireless charging pad, 50 watts capacity, with some connection services here. And then you have another area here to rest your phone. And then up here you have a fan button, physical buttons. So you got one for low wind, low speed, high speed, auto. You got your hazard button here, you got off, and then you got your wind direction and your heated windows here. So that's really cool. And then you got your air vents coming from here. So the air vents are controlled electronically on the screen. As you can see, you don't have physical knobs here to regulate the direction. Now let's take a look at the screen. So the screen is a nice size. It's not one of those huge ones. It's just a perfect size, clearly visible from where I'm sitting. Let's take a look at some functionality here. So you got this where you can populate all the apps that you have installed, and it can, I'm told you can install up to about 500 apps on it. So that's really cool. You got entertainment and car controls as well. And then you go here, you got your window heating controls, you got seat controls here, you got temperature, fan. So the controls, some of the controls here are also on the screen, so you have the choice to choose. And then you have wind flow direction here, volume, I believe for the passenger, because it's on the passenger side. And then on the screen itself, like I mentioned, you have your apps, and then you have car controls here, so all the settings are here. And then you have your mapping here, which responds very, very fast. And then you have an advanced parking controls, which populates your 360 camera, your music, your 360 for the other side. And then you got movie, so you can actually move it to bring up in a carousel form, to bring up all the apps that you have installed. And up here you have your account, your profile, messages, temperature, security, time right in the middle, camera, connectivity, Bluetooth, 5G, that kind of thing. It's a relatively clear screen. It's not the most crisp that I've seen, but it's clear enough. It's as clear as many phones that we have nowadays. So it should be fine for any passenger. And we come down here, there's an extra storage area under the center console with a type C charging port and a type A charging port. So that's really, really nice. You also got a 12-volt socket in there. There's also a 12-volt socket in there. It's quite dark in here, but that's what it is. All right, guys, so that's the end of this video. I hope you found it useful. Thank you for sticking around. I'm really grateful. If you found value in this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so we can grow it together. Till I see you in the next video, guys. Ride legal, ride safe always. Peace, and I'm out.